Good evening and welcome to the Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. I'm Madhavdas G. The more things change, the more they remain the same. One idiom that stands true for a group of people whose sworn allegiance is to the vote bank, above people, above national security, above justice. There's been a series of utterances since the April 22nd Pahalgam attack which stand evidence to this tendency. And the latest is the death of a 23-year-old man in Kulgam. Imtiaz Magre, a 23-year-old resident of Tangmarg in South Kashmir's Kulgam, who allegedly offered food and shelter to Pahalgam terrorists, died after he drowned in the Vishal River yesterday while trying to escape from security forces. Times now learns that Imtiaz Magre agreed to guide the police and army personnel to the location where the terrorists were hiding. However, while leading a joint team of security forces to the hideout, he suddenly ran and jumped into the river in an attempt to escape. Magre, according to police sources, had helped in busting a terrorist hideout in Tangmarg forest on the 23rd of April as well. His family, however, claims custodial death. And after meeting locals in Pahalgam today, former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister has not only sought compensation for a man who was aiding the terrorists, she wants summoning of suspects for questioning by security agencies to stop, and without any hesitation links the army to foul play. Listen it.
इम्तियाज मागरे उसको आर्मी ने बुलाया, अपने साथ लेके गए और उसके बाद कल दरिया में उसकी लाश। तो मुझे ये बताइए, अगर खुद कश्मीरी आपके पास आता है पूछताछ के लिए कि पूछो क्या पूछना है, तो आप उसकी लाश भेज दीजिए। That there has to be an inquiry so that the truth comes out, and the family till then should be compensated because they have labeled him as OGW and then they got the dead body. सबको ओवरग्राउंड वर्कर या टेररिस्ट समझ के उनको बुलाते हैं, बंद करते हैं, शाम को छोड़ते हैं, फिर बंद करते हैं। मतलब कोई पहलगाम में कोई सैकड़ों लोग इस वक्त बंद है, बाकी जगह भी बंद है। तो मुझे लगता है ये सही बात नहीं है, ये नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि जब कश्मीरियों ने अपना दिल खोल दिया है तो अब मुल्क के लोगों को भी भरोसा करना चाहिए, और ये जो पुलिस की पकड़ दकड़ है या आर्मी के जरिए पकड़ दकड़ है, इसको बंद किया जाना चाहिए।
The BJP has come out to slam this tendency of a certain section of politicians who act like Pakistan spokespersons to rush to defend those who are violating the law while not showing any hesitation at all in maligning the forces. Listen.
एक भी आतंकवादी जिसने हमारे निर्दोष मासूम लोगों को मारा वो अभी तक पकड़ा नहीं गया। आप बेशक सर्च ऑपरेशन जो चल रहे हैं कश्मीर में, मुख्यमंत्री उमर अब्दुल्ला साहब ने भी उसका सपोर्ट किया है, हम लोग भी कह रहे हैं आप बिल्कुल करिए, लेकिन इस नाम पे जो निर्दोष नागरिक हैं कश्मीरी अवाम, उनको परेशान करने का काम नहीं होना चाहिए। यही बात मुफ्ती साहिबा बोल रही हैं।
महबूबा मुफ्ती है, बार बार से ये इल्ज़ाम लगा रही है कि इसकी जांच की जाए। वो भागना चाहता था पुलिस से, पुलिस ने तो पूछना तो है ही, लेकिन इसके बाद भी इस प्रकार का जो है इसको राजनीतिक वो हथियार बना करके इसको इस्तेमाल करते हैं, जो कि गलत है।
All right, let's take this across to our guest. Joining us, Dr. Abhijit Jasrotia, spokesperson of the BJP. We have Advocate Sheikh Nasir, who's an additional General Secretary of the PDP. Let me come to you first. Advocate Sheikh Nasir, the question that many are asking is this, that at a time of crisis, why doubt our armed forces? In this case, there's even footage to show that the man actually jumped into the river. Still those doubts persist. Why, sir?
Let it be clear that PDP has always condemned all sort of terrorism. And we always stand with the people who have suffered because of violence, be it civilians, security forces, or even political workers. But at the same time, branding common people as OGW will yield no result, but it will fuel the alienation.
Why did he jump in the river, sir? Can you tell me why did he jump in the river?
Let me come to this point. If any person has jumped in the river, or he was called for the investigation and later on his dead body was found, this is matter of investigations.
No, what I'm trying to ask you is there anything in this video that prima facie you are doubting the forces? Because that is a huge disservice, because here on the one hand you have the forces which have their job cut out to try and find out the hideout of the terrorists. Here there happens to be a video where the man has jumped into the river on his own and has therefore died.
Are you the eyewitness of this?
Are you saying the footage is wrong?
Yes, I am telling you.
You are saying the footage is wrong?
Police, listen to
No.
me.
Are you saying the footage is
We
doctored? Yes or no?
we cannot
Answer my question,
we
sir.
cannot hold anybody. We cannot hold anybody responsible, or we cannot convict anybody on the basis of a footage. Trial is there. We have
Okay.
courts
We
that
can't commit
against
anything
you.
on the basis of the footage.
No,
Dr. Jasrotia.
If media trial,
Your point
then
is that
allow
this
the
footage is
court,
not
allow
reliable.
the
We don't know.
investigation.
We don't know what the
Media trial
exact
is
circumstances are. Dr.
sufficient.
Abhijit Jasrotia, spokesperson of BJP. I want him to respond to you, Mr. Jasrotia.
See, first of all, it is really unfortunate the way this Madam Mehbooba Mufti has started again taking the name of our security forces and those brave-hearted due to which we are safe in Jammu and Kashmir. But I am not a story to listen to all whatever she's saying, because their history is like that. If you remember, there were two girls who drowned a few years back in one of the river. At that time also, this PDP on all the stooges played politics on there. And let me tell you one thing, that many people lost their lives protesting for the drowning of those guns. They were trying to correlate it with certain other things. They were trying to label again army and police for accusing for their murder at that time. And after that, just 2-3 years, certain doctors were caught who prepared a false report of those girls, and it was clear to everyone. Now, what they have to say about that? So they always try to play politics. I mean to say, look at what happened to those people who lost their life in Pahalgam. Their families not came out of the trauma, and People's Democratic Party started playing politics on that. It's unfortunate on the part of a person who was the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. And look, if these footages won't have been available, then everybody would have labeled our J&K police with the same thing. Unfortunate is that this is the security forces in the army due to which we are safe over here. And let me tell you one thing, there might be many other J&K police personnel who might be safeguarding their Mehbooba Mufti also. But when it comes to their nefarious design, it's unfortunate. You can yourself see what happens. I have many times told on many channels that there are certain, even their leaders also, who used to support certain terrorists also over here. And today,
Sheikh Nasir, at the end of the day, this is not the first time there are such statements coming in. We all know what happened during the case of Mananwani, Buranwani, etc., the kind of statements that came in from the PDP. Why is it at a time when there has been a terror attack just a little over a week ago, there are still these kinds of statements coming in? That's the question that's being asked.
See, it's very
Mehbooba Mufti is the
divert the attention.
Sheikh Nasir, please. Yeah.
Yes, I'm responding. Mehbooba Mufti is the first political leader of Jammu and Kashmir who, after the Pahalgam incident, took out the street. She held the protest march from the party office to the Lal Chowk, because I'm again telling that we always stand by the victims, by those people who have suffered because of the violence. But at the same time, branding a person OGW without there being any iota of evidence in support of the allegation.
No, but you're also branding the forces as a killer then.
Nothing.
Sir, but you're also then questioning the same forces which guard Mehbooba Mufti and other citizens of Jammu and Kashmir.
Why are you hesitating from conducting inquiries?
Sir, what should be the priority right now? Crackdown on terror, or should it not be the priority?
There should be a trial. There should be a trial.
Sir, trial will happen. Nobody's second guessing the fact that a court case might happen, might not happen. There may be a trial. That is a separate issue altogether. The point is, by such statements, aren't you demoralizing the very same forces who are tasked with protecting the country? Simple question, Mr. Sheikh Nasir.
We believe in law. We live in a democratic country. We believe in law. We believe in our criminal
Absolutely. We all believe in law. We all believe there should be rule of law.
Yes.
But why are you jumping to a conclusion then?
If a person has jumped in the river...
No, why are you jumping to the conclusion is the question I'm asking you.
He has jumped to the river. Why he has jumped to the river? What circumstances forced him to jump to the river? These are the things to be investigated upon.
No, they can investigate all of that. Sir, there is no problem with any investigation or any legal procedure. The only point is, why do you rush to doubt our forces? There can be a legal procedure. Nobody's second guessing that. The only question is the hurry with which really these kind of questions come in, and that too, before this footage that came out, she started raising those questions. Now that the footage has come out, very little in terms of defense that is there. Mr. Sheikh Nasir for Mehbooba Mufti.
Listen, this is the right time to raise the questions, because in the past we have witnessed that how the brand OGW was used by the politically motivated people, how the brand OGW was being used by some bureaucrats to label the innocent people. So the investigation must
OGW term has been misused before. That's why we are reacting like this. Abhijit Jasrotia.
No.
First of all, if OGW is there, then there is no need of reacting on, because OGW is OGWs, and they are sympathizers of OGWs. We know it very well. They were sympathizers of even of Abu Durzana also, because they acted as Qazi of Abu Durzana, who was a terrorist. Let's not go that history. Even in the last elections also, many of their so-called booth workers and those who have to sit on their booths, they were also not allowed to sworn the booth because many of them were OGWs and action was taken against them. So a party which is basically a sympathizer for all these. That is why a famous leader from Jammu and Kashmir has said that they used to visit terrorists and terrorist victims at that time. Because that is the nefarious design of this party. They don't want peace in Kashmir, and whatever we have suffered in Kashmir is not due to these people.
Social media activists from Peel Punjab was an OGW.
And today Kashmir is asking them, today Jammu and Kashmir is asking them that come on, give us justice. Why were you acting as sympathizers of terrorists and OGWs over here? When they have nothing to say, then Madam Mehbooba will come up with something new. You just imagine if this footage won't have been available, then they would have labeled the same thing what they did in the droning of those two innocent girls at that time. They would have labeled our J&K police with the same. Fortunately, we are having the footage available with us. If he was really true and he was not a OGW, what was the reason of jumping into?
Absolutely, we'll have to leave it there.